Well, guys, welcome to another video. Got a bit something different today because we're showing one settlement and one mini games kind of arena activity kind of thing where it's going to be both competitive friendly and combat competitiveness, as you'd call it. So first off, we'll do the mini games arena, which is known as Doubloon, because I named it Doubloon. Because at the time I couldn't think of what to call it, and also doubloon, it's like a I don't know, like a doubloon thing.
Wasn't it a pirate currency or something?
Okay, we're currently at the Doubloon's mini games arena entrance. It's going to be safe zoned, and we need people to run it. So maybe they don't have to be in a faction to run it, but they definitely can't be faction leader because obviously it'll be kind of big responsibility. But we're looking for like trusted people to run it, so that obviously we'll give them so much money and maybe some server items a day to run for the games events, and also we'll give them like a little estate where they can like have their little house and items as well. So obviously they'll have rights, the rights of people that are in a faction, but obviously they're running a mini games arena. So we've got two mini game. Well, we've got two mini game categories. We've got the like a collection of war mini games on the left, and then there's a competition on the right. The one on the right is closed for now until we obviously find people to run it. Here's like the recruitment signs. So we're looking for a chief referee for the war mini games, and also looking for trusted members. So if we do the archery first, I'm just going to have to spawn 11.
Okay.
Because I've locked it. Basically, it's the archery range shootout competition minigame. The rules are pretty simple. They're on these logged walls. You can basically, people have to bet, but the people who run it can create like a betting system of like what people have to bet on a certain day, and then on some days, the people who run it can give away items to competitors. Obviously, they don't have to like bet anything, but obviously if they win, then they get these giveaways. But obviously, the server will provide the items for them. So if we come into here, it's pretty much secure. You've got 5 pegs in the shootout competition and 5 booths. So if I just unlock them, it'll take me a while because the way I've done it, there's 3 iron doors per booth, and a lever operates each one. But obviously, the person who's going to be running this will get to know it. So I've just opened the first line of doors. Whoever operates them, they should open up the first doors when everyone is ready to enter, and then the person will have to put in their betting items into the chest. Then the staff will open up the third door, in which then he can come out of his little control room, and then he can, because it's glass, he can right click on the chest and get the items, and he can do it for every peg, and then he'll be able to put it away in a little chest room where people have bet, so to make it a bit fair. And obviously he'd close his little control door and the third door, and then he'd open the doors, people will go through, and obviously he can see where they are, and then he can close the second doors, and then he can open the doors. So if we go to the shootout competition, the winners will get their bet through this door. So the staff will open this door, and then the person can come in, and then obviously he can drop the item to the board to the player safely from like the losers who are trying to claim their items back. So here you've got a couple of pegs, and basically there's like glowstone blocks that are operating as the target. There's going to be 4 rounds. Each round the glowstone gets like further away. You'll be surprised on how it looks quite easy, but when it might get to the end and it might be a bit hard. So the staff members will be like in the glass aisles, like looking to see if the arrows hit the glowstone. You only get 1 shot per round, and if you fire more, then you'll be disqualified. But if the arrow doesn't hit the glowstone, then you're basically out. So if I just like go to the operating room if you want to come with me, Sc0's. Scotty Doo. Okay, this is the control room, very long. The basement is below, which will like hold the chests, for the betting chests. Some signposts are guiding the staff members, so like they have to report from each peg, from each round. The winner gets the rewards, loser gets nothing, pretty simple. And if they get any arrows, then the arrows do not have to be returned. So obviously the competitors lose their arrows at their own will, kind of thing. So we've also got like room for competitions to be held, like different competitions with giveaways. And then the levers are controlled on these logs. So you start at round 1. So I've just opened round 1, and if you come to here, you can see that the glowstones are popped up with pistons. So that's easy. That is easy to shoot with, unless you're laggy. And then obviously, when round 1 is done, the staff will like report who's in and who's out, and then you'd close down the round, and then you'd open round 2. And then behind you now, where it says peg 1 and name, you just replace the signpost with the name of the person who's at the peg for like security purposes. And then down there is basically all the aisles. You've just basically got all the aisles down there for staff. So that's pretty much it for the archery range shootout. It's pretty secure. It's a test of accuracy. People can't hurt each other. So it is a safe zone. So if we next want to go to the combat one, and I'll hand it over to you, Scott.
So I mostly built this, besides one game that you did, didn't you? You did one of them. So we'll start here with this, which is the silent room. For these games, you'll have to go into here, put your name and your faction down, whether you're in one or not, to sign up for the game that you wish to play. You can also state whether you want a specific challenger, so like you could put someone else's name down, like next to yours, to say I want to challenge this person or whatever. But some of them are actually like for teams, not just for the individual. As I'll show you now. So this is Team Spleef, which is what it says really. It's Spleef but with more than one person. So in here is obviously the Spleef arena. I've made sort of like a Spleef, but you can set sort of like you could specify whether you want a custom Spleef arena, like you can change the materials and whatnot. So in here we'll have some kind of referee who will control these cobblestone from going up, which will basically signal for the players to go, and then they can start spleefing basically. So yeah, it's really sort of suitable for maybe like, I don't know, maybe sort of like a 2v2 or a 3v3, possibly a 4v4 maybe.
You'll need to...
I'll need to let you back out, won't I? So yeah, it has a pit and has an exit down there, so you can easily get out when you're out, and you won't be able to sort of like enter the arena again, so you can't cheat basically. So yeah, that's basically Team Spleef. So this is the gladiatorium. I suppose you'll probably be better explaining this one, Simon, so I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, basically the rules are on the front, so you just read them. The staff have got a control room inside, and then there's going to be, it's basically gladiatorium known as gladiator. It's a 1 versus 1 in this case. The second combatant will go into this corridor, and the first one will go into this doorway. And basically, the staff can put items in the chest that the gladiators can use. They don't necessarily have to use them, but it might be recommended, or maybe there could be a custom where they have to use those items. So if we go to this control room, basically you can see just about the gladiatorium arena. The levers, well, this lever and the opposite lever will control like the second door to let the gladiators through in which then the gladiators can go up on the sand and they can fight as they wish. During obviously the fight, the doors were closed, and also we've got dispensers firing here. Okay, that didn't. But yeah, basically we've got we've got about 15 dispensers that will fire. There we go. As you can see, there's like loads of arrows everywhere, so they will hit the players. So it's a really good kind of person, but obviously the staff can only use it every 10 seconds because then it makes it kind of a fair thing, so that the gladiators aren't running around pathetically. It's got to be like a fair fight, and also they've got they can dodge the arrows. Hang on 1 second. Also, to stop them from running, like down to this little pit where they're safe from the dispensers, we've got if you wanna go and just stand in the doorway of this room here, just stand in the doorway. On the floor, you will see now is lava. So if they jump into the lava, they're pretty much dead because they won't be able to get back up either. So it's kind of a tactical way to fight in this arena. So yeah, that's about it for this arena. So it's basically 1v1. It's a really short arena. Dispensers will make it kind of a more challenge as well. So that's about it.
So we'll move on to the other ones then. We'll start with Spleef because it's not really. So this is just going to be sort of like, it's like the other one, except it's a 1v1 Spleef. Has a similar system with the cobblestone gates coming up here. But it's sort of like, I've kind of made it like a bit more interesting of a shape, and it has some glowstone up there, so it can like shines down onto the thingy if it happens to be night when they do it. And it has the exit from the pit here as well. So that's basically Spleef, not really much to it. Very similar to the other one. So this is Faction Wars, which is basically sort of like a platform fighting game. And this is sort of like a faction versus faction competitive competition. And basically the teams will start on these platforms, well, each platform, so the enemy would start on that platform over there, and they would have to jump around trying to kill each other, and each sort of faction member that's involved in this will have a sort of like a certain role. One of them being a slayer, which basically they just have to try and kill the others. One being a scavenger, which they'd have to come over to here to these dispensers and flick the switch. Well, remove this block first, then flick the switch and retrieve weapons for their team, because the teams won't start with any weapons. And then there's the saboteur, who will start with 5 fire and is able to make the fire process, because at the start of the game the floor will be set on fire, and obviously it'll eventually spread, and the saboteur with his fire can obviously make that go faster, and also for sort of tactical purposes they can try and sort of set on fire the enemy platforms. And if you drop to the ground, and well, if you drop off a platform, then you're out, or if you're killed, you're out. And that's basically it. The referee has a little balcony up the top, so they can they have a good view of what's happening and to see whether the game is being played fair. And that platform over there is fake. It's just to make it fair for both teams and for both sides. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a chief ref's office. We'll probably appoint some chief ref who will make sure that all the other refs are doing their job, and he has quite a few duties, which are named on here. And yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So